Hi, I'm Martin Gettings. I'm reporting from the Total Telecom Regulatory Summit 2012. I'm here with Anthony Whelan. He's the head of Vice President Kroes Cabinet. Hi there. Just wanted to ask you a few questions about your keynote speech and specifically the analogy that you mentioned in it today.
Yeah, well, what I wanted to point out is that something that is widely commented on in the financial press regarding bond financing also has a key message for us in terms of telco financing. Namely, if growth prospects are low, investors demand higher yields in order to compensate for that in their investments. That means for us, as regulators, we're not directly interested in dividend policy, but it means that if we want investment to grow and to be financed, we need to have a growth-enhancing, growth-favouring regulatory policy going well beyond the usual domains of telecoms regulation.
And that kind of leads me on to my next point. What are the main issues for regulation in 2012?
Well, in telco regulation in what I call the narrow sense, certainly the issues that people are most interested in are in the promised guidance on cost methodologies for wholesale access to networks, on non-discriminatory remedies for such access, and further guidance on our existing recommendation on next-generation access remedies. That's all the subject of a consultation on which we've got very useful and strongly worded contributions from across the sector. Beyond that, it's clear that in areas such as spectrum, roaming, content regulation, because convergence is happening at a pace that is hard to control. In areas such as data protection, there is a much wider job of work to be done to make digital services attractive and therefore a growth sector in Europe.
And you mentioned briefly there roaming and data roaming, I think, is a specific issue for you. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we're very happy, obviously, that in record time we have a legislative solution for the third roaming package that foresees a structural measure, namely that we can look forward to a period when retail price caps can perhaps be lifted because competition is introduced into the market, and the scope for competition is greatest in data because there are a number of technical solutions that allow network operators to leverage their own networks in visited countries such as LBO, and that in turn will be a main driver for consumers to use their devices with confidence.
Sure, and accelerating investment is going to be critical to meeting the digital agenda. What are your thoughts on this?
Obviously, yes, we wish to accelerate investment, but I get back to my key message. Investment can be accelerated primarily if there are better growth prospects for higher value-added services running on higher capacity networks, and if network builders are able to gain at least some of the benefits of that added value activity. We also need, above even the substantive content, which is of course not irrelevant, we need clear, consistent and predictable regulation in Europe, and that's something that Neelie Kroes is taking very seriously. It's at the heart of even her latest announcement on net neutrality just yesterday.
Okay, that's great. Well, thanks for talking to Total Telecom today.
Thank you.